Someone is taking out superheroes with their own weaknesses. But is it a supervillain or a superhero who's behind all this? Stay tuned. Welcome back to Comic YOUniverse, the only nerd-centric theme in your life. DPZ here with C-Dubbs, and yeah, welcome back to our fan fiction stuff. Yeah, so basically, if you don't know what this is basically what we do here is have a comic book story from Marvel or DC and reimagine it with cartoon characters like a shared crossover universe. So today we're going to be talking about an adaptation of Tower of Babel from Justice League. Most of you guys would probably know it better as Justice League Doom, the animated movie.
Right.
But yeah. So, the story would be, is that what's been going on for a while is that there's now a superhero universe, like, all these characters are joining together to form a team. And now that, you know, as a united front, they can be more, you know, they can do more as a group to take on villains that no one hero can take on. You know, you've got the Decepticons, you've got so much out there. But there's one person who's kind of like, this is a bad idea. What if we go rogue? And that person's Dipper. Dipper Pines has been kind of like, yeah, I'm part of this team, but at the same time he's like, this is a bad idea. Like, what if we go, who's watching us?
Right. Just like the story says, you know, who's watching the Watchmen on one side, and then you have Batman saying, we're basically nuclear bombs. We're weapons of mass destruction. Yeah. Anything's possible.
So what he's been doing is going around and, like, stealing schematics and other blueprints and other weaknesses to take on the other heroes in case they go rogue or mind-controlled. Something that he doesn't want to kill anyone, he just wants to, like, just at least take them down. Like, in case something goes wrong, you know, someone goes nuts, because he already knows there's already an alternate timeline where Danny turns into a supervillain and destroys the Earth. I don't want that. Jenny, you're a fucking war machine.
Right.
Kim, you're one of the most dangerous spies on the planet. There's so much wrong that you could do.
Right, exactly.
So, he's been going around and taking all this, but someone's kind of caught on. And that person is Cobra Commander. So Cobra Commander has broken in, like he's been stockpiling all this, breaks in, takes all the shit, and is now, he's armed all of his top agents with the, you know, different weaknesses and what have you of the superheroes.
Basically executing the plan, if you will.
Yeah. So, you've got, like, for Danny, I was thinking that Danny's is a, like, ecto-bullet, that if he gets hit with it, it just destabilizes his body. Like, on a molecular level, like,
sure.
His body will, like, start, like, the ectoplasm of his body is, like, a bad reaction. The turtles, they get hit with, like, they get hit with retromutagen. You know, that's just, you know, that's wrecking their body. Jenny's weakness would be, like, a shutdown of her body. Like, there's a device that can just remotely shut down her body. She's pure robot. So, Kim's weakness would be is that, hers would be she would be hit with a dart that would unleash these nanites in her body that would more or less put her body in like a comatose state. Like it would lock up her muscles and she'd be like kind of like sleeping death essentially.
Okay. So kind of a play on the Wonder Woman part.
Yeah.
That's pretty
Only
cool.
it wouldn't be more like an illusion. It'd be more like you go down.
Right.
You ain't waking up. So that's the thing is that they're like, what? How did Cobra figure this out? Cobra Commander is not this good.
Right. Exactly.
Yeah. And then they're all like, there's something you want to tell us, Pines? And he's like, yeah, I've been doing this. Sorry?
Right.
But I'm justified in what I'm doing.
You know, and to be honest with you, that is one of the best scenes from from the book and from the comic, or from the show or the movie, where Batman is like, when he's confronted, he's like, if you don't think this was needed, then you're the fools.
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah, and he would be like, and they're like, why? And he was like, no one suspected I'd do this because, for all you know, I'm the non-powered teen who got lucky in not being torn apart by an interdimensional demon. No, thank you, I don't want to do this again. So all of you just thought, you know, weak little Dipper, he's just so, you know, he's just smart, but he can't fight. Yeah, I've been planning on doing this to you if you ever tried this on me, you know, tried. Because, Danny, you even said there's an alternate timeline of you. that could destroy the planet, and you did in a timeline. Kim, you're one of the most dangerous women on the planet. Jenny, you're a walking nuclear bomb. How did you not think that no one was going to stand against, you know, if you went rogue, who could stop you? I'll give you a hint, nobody.
But me.
Yeah. And yeah, he was more like, I didn't want to, in fairness, I didn't want to kill any of you. I just wanted to stop you, you know. Cobra's the one who kind of turned him lethal. So, Cobra would essentially be like, yeah, this is going to be great. Like, you know, with no hero standing against them, Cobra is now on the warpath. And you're probably thinking, what about G.I. Joe and Autobots? How would, you know, what happens to them? I would say that how the Joe, that's more Cobra. Like, that's how, you know, the Joes, the Cobras fought them so long, they know how to stop them. So what they would do is that they'd probably, like, use, like, outside help, like maybe some super genius to more or less destabilize all of their equipment and weaponry and their computer system, just render them, knock them out.
I mean, another alternative, and this is just a suggestion, again, this is always your brainchild, but with the Joes, really all you have to do is discredit them for the most part. If in the public eye, because again, they are to some degree a government-sanctioned type of a thing, really discredit them to where they politically can't make a move because the UN is like, no, they're the bad guys.
Yeah.
They're causing...
It actually would be kind of cool, is like how you really beat the Joes is like they frame the Joes at first with all these heroes being taken out. Exactly.
It could be making it like we can add a loop to the whole story and just have you know, a misdirect, if you will. Yeah. And it's simply as that.
Yeah, and even the heroes would be like, you did this, you know, we trusted you. We were looked up to you, and you turned on us. And then it would be kind of come to light that maybe there was a contingency for the Joes in case anyone went rogue. They like, had stuff to take them down. It's like, oh, you were going to do that anyway. Like, yeah. And for the Autobots, there's this thing called Cosmic Rust, which, you know, renders an Autobot, you know, essentially almost like sleep, again, comatose. So they would just turn, the Cobra would use the Cosmic Rust on the Autobots, take them out, and maybe hold, like, Megatron would be like, so I got this Cosmic Rust here, Megs, you want to join us? Right. Oh, you don't? I got this.
Yeah, right?
Yeah.
I'll release it on you.
Yeah. Keep you in that gun mode, you know.
Maybe he could be the one that shoots the bullet.
Yeah. Like, yeah, he just, like, gets Megatron, loads the ecto bullet, Danny boy, blam!
Right. I mean, maybe you can make it to where, like, it has to be at a certain velocity to reach...
Yeah. Yeah, and, like, again, like, you're thinking, well, he could just phase through it. It would be like, because this thing would have been created by people who know how to, with, you know...
By the real Ghostbusters.
Yeah. Like, yeah, like, this is a weapon that was made so you can't phase through it. So, if you're phased through it, it's even worse. Like, it's just now destroying you on a molecular level. Like, you can't even phase back, or else it's really gonna kill you.
Yeah, that would... Oh, yeah. Ooh,
yeah.
That would suck.
So he's like, now, like, Danny would have to be intangible 24/7, because if I go tangible, the bullet's going to go through my heart, so...
That would be pretty epic.
Yeah.
And then again, with the Turtles, it's relatively simple to get that on them, you know, but it's just a matter of not seeing it coming, you know, and it would be an epic storyline.
Like how Cobra could probably do it is, like, they use, like, a robot mimic of April, and it's in distress, the robot just hits them with retromutagen, whether by gas, by liquid, and now it's like a ticking clock of them demutate. Like,
yeah, they're slowly
de-evolving. Yeah. Like, I could see, like, each... Actually, no, you know what would be cooler? Instead of a robot mimic, it's Zartan's sister, Zarana, dressed up as April. She gets in close and hits the Turtles. Like, each of Cobra's top agents would be the ones who are carrying out these plans.
With each turtle, though, too, you could also make it a little more unique to that particular turtle. Like, with Michelangelo, could be dressed up as the pizza guy.
Yeah.
You know, just delivered and he opens up the pizza, psh, right in his face.
Yeah.
You know, and then Donatello, something techie, obviously. And then, you know, Raphael and Leo, something fighting oriented. You know, it would be kind of cool.
For the Gargoyles, I can imagine their weakness would be is, like, they get led into a room and they're just bombarded with you know, solar radiation that makes them go back to their stone form. Like, something like they get just in a room. I'm trying to think of what's the name of the term?
UV.
UV. Thank you. They're just hit with just bright UVs, so bright it forces them back in their stone forms, even at night. And it just, as long as they're in that room, they can't change back. So.
Yeah, that would be pretty cool. Pretty epic to see. Like, how would you do if Ben 10 was in this?
Ben's weakness would be that it would be like a virus that would be uploaded into his directly into his Omnitrix, and now it's just going on haywire. Like,
so he's always changing.
Yeah, he's kind of like how Kevin was in the first season, but it's more like it's tearing his body apart because it's so rapid.
So it could basically, his heart's gonna give out like.
Not even that, like his body's just gonna like rip itself apart, like on a genetic level.
You went a step further.
Like he's gonna look like the Thing from that John Carpenter movie by the end of this, or the Fly from that David Cronenberg movie. That's what he's gonna look like if he's not
like Heart Attack. He's like, no, I'm gonna turn him into a puddle of sludge when this is done. I'm like, damn, dude.
Yeah.
So what about like Gwen with magic and whatnot? How would you go there?
Gwen's would be is that it would probably be magic against magic, like like there's some kind of like she's trapped in a magical seal, like some kind of barrier that's rendering her magic null and void. Like it's whatever magic she can cast, it goes right back to her. Kevin's would be is that Kevin's body would have to be like he gets hit with like a bullet or maybe a ray that makes his body, he just turns into glass. Like he's just his body is comes in contact. It physically turns his body into like a glass statue.
So he can't do jack because it'll break.
Yeah, or he's just frozen. Yeah.
Okay, I dig that. That's pretty cool.
Yeah.
So any other characters?
That
you throw in there?
I would say like I guess for other character weaknesses, I would say like if we were going. I don't know, like I don't want to repeat myself. Like some of the like I don't want to make like this too similar. You know? Right. Any idea? Like any?
I mean, I'm thinking of characters. I like hearing your crazy, twisted ways you want to murder these characters.
Well, they could be saved before they get murdered.
I get that, but you're all like turning him into sludge and ripping his body apart. I'm like, damn. I'm like, oh, so he has a heart attack. He's like, no, I got something better than that. I'm like, Jesus, you freaking. So like okay, so let's say like El Tigre, if he's on the team, how do you take him out?
Tigre's weakness would be is that this is a good one. Tigre's would be is that his magic comes from his belt. So you just got to render the belt useless. So maybe like a magic relic or something. It hits hits his belt. He can't transform. So now he is just human. You can just blam.
Right. Okay. There you go.
I guess for like Ladybug and Cat Noir, theirs would be like some kind of magical weakness, like because their powers come from these little creatures called Kwami. So you just find like maybe like it's like some kind of magic MacGuffin that's like kryptonite to them, and it just makes them weak. They can't transform, so they're taken out. For others, like the Autobots, Cosmic Rust, Star's would be is that she gets hit with like a burst of electromagnetic energy that affects her brain, and most of her powers come from spell. Like she has to say the spells. Well, this hit that she takes causes her mind that she can't physically force herself to speak because of this brain damage she now has. So now any magic she has, because now her magic comes from within, it's now the pain is so bad in her head she can't think straight. She can't cast a single spell.
All right, last one for you. Are you ready?
Yeah.
You sure?
Yeah.
American Dragon.
Oh, his would be is that just put him in he gets hit with sub-zero temperature because his body's just constantly generating heat.
Correct.
Dragons constantly have that and they need heat. So he'd be hit like an ice ray, or you trap.
Just like a reptile, it slows him down. Yeah.
His body's now, and he's like, oh, what if he transforms? He's still trapped in an ice room. He's just gonna die faster now.
All right, I got one more that just popped in my head.
All right.
Captain Planet.
Captain Planet. You just hit him with toxic sludge.
I knew he was gonna go there.
Like
I just crumble up a piece of paper and throw it at him. It's trash. Well, I would can and hit him with it.
I would go is that his weakness would be like you physically you hit him with a barrage of like toxic waste, and you keep it on until or you trap him in like a room full of high density radiation, like a nuclear power plant or something to that degree, you weaken him enough to where you kill him. Yeah.
And this was spontaneous, guys.
Yeah, this
was
was
like seeing how his mind is twisted and turns, and so watching the light bulb keep turning on and off over his head.
Half of these I just pulled right out.
Literally, like 4 minutes ago.
Not even that. Like the moment you said it, I was like, oh, got it.
All right. Well, then think of another character because this is pretty entertaining. I'm pretty entertaining. Another superhero character.
Give it to me.
He-Man.
He-Man. Well, I don't know if He-Man would be in this story, but
why not?
I guess with He-Man, his would be like you separate. You got to keep him from saying by the power of Grayskull.
Of course.
So similar to Star, his would be is that you just keep him from talking.
Yeah, like a magical spell that gets rid of his mouth.
Yeah, or like again, use technology against him. Like again, hit him with something that can. There are like devices in the world that can actually stop you from speaking.
Right, yeah.
You hit him with some kind of device that just scrambles his brain so much that Adam can't say the word.
Some foam gel over his mouth. As Adam, he's not strong enough to rip it off. It's pretty simple.
Yeah. Or you cast him into a dimension with no sound.
Oh wow.
Yeah, kind of like in the
Thor or it makes him lose his voice. He went hoarse.
Yeah. Yeah. Or like again,
you give him a cold. He can't taste laryngitis. He-Man, the strongest man in the universe, defeated by laryngitis. God damn it!
I would say, like I was gonna say, like you cast him in like someplace like in Norse mythology, the Isle of Silence or something like that.
Okay.
Yeah.
Sorry,
but yours is definitely the fun.
I entertain myself sometimes. Darkwing.
Darkwing's would be... His would be easy. You just, you just need to threaten Goslin. You just need to lock her up and have him go on a wild goose chase, pun intended.
Alright. Officially the last one.
Alright.
Rick and Morty. Oh, how do you stop the unstoppable?
You get another Rick.
Well, he's defeated all the Ricks. He's defeated thousands of Ricks.
Well, you gotta get how I would do it is, this is gonna be crazy. You basically take all the consciousness from all the other Ricks, combine them into one entity, and this is Rick and Morty, you can do this. So, you basically create a being of pure Rick consciousness to combat our Rick.
I guess that is the only way to stop Rick.
Or you just give him enough alcohol to get him drunk. You know, you give him just to have him black.
But then there's a lot of diarrhea that you'll have to clean up. That is a side effect.
Cobra's in charge of the planet at that point. It's in charge of whoever heroes aren't dead to clean that shit up.
Oh man, that's awesome.
Yeah. I guess one more would be the Power Rangers, just for help.
Yeah, for sure.
How to beat them is just poison the morphing grid. Just, whether it be like a virus or some kind of magic, you just destroy the morphing grid, you render the Power Rangers useless.
Sure.
Yeah.
Yeah. Or just make them, not confident in their abilities. We've already seen that happen, too. So.
Yeah, so.
That's pretty awesome, especially the Rick one. I thought I would stump you with the Rick one. I was like, damn it. Oh, well. Anyway. Alright, Universe, tell us, what would you do? How would you take out some of these here? Oh, wait. The ninja.
Randy, right? Oh,
yes.
I'm surprised. I was thinking, when is he going to mention that one? All right. How I beat the ninja, how his downfall would be is that, well, first off, he's nothing without the mask. But he's still, he could still be a threat. He's proven that he doesn't need the mask to fight. So, what I would do is that use some kind, because the book is the real power. His Namicon is the real power. You destroy the book, you've essentially rendered the magic in the mask null and void. So all you gotta do, set the book ablaze.
Alright. One more.
Always one more.
Steven Universe.
Steven's would be a little difficult, but his is actually...
Gems.
Steven and the Gems would be, because Steven's power is maternal. His power comes from love. So you hit him with some kind of amalgam of fear toxin or something, you get him so freaked out in the rest of the gems, because they're already not mentally stable as it is.
Right.
None of them are really okay. So you blast them with something like fear toxin or some kind of illusion, you're gonna fuck him up and they're not going to be able to fight back. Yeah.
There we go.
I'm the ultimate enemy.
That says a lot. I'm glad he's on my team.
Yeah, Batman ain't got shit on me.
Right? I call you the mad scientist or the evil genius all the time. Well, guys, Universe, let us know in the comments below for sure how you would take out these heroes, how you seeing it play out. Who do you think would be executing these particular events, if you will? And until next time, make sure to click that like button, be part of our Earth's Mighty subscribers, and until next time,
see you once more in the universe.
Peace.